By the middle of the 1970s, the Bronx had become a cliche for all that was wrong with the urban landscape of the United States. The World Trade Center was seen by many in the mid-70s as a mistake, a blight on the landscape of Lower Manhattan, which itself was also moving slowly toward decay and fundamental irrelevance. And in another corner of the state, in the heart of a vast agricultural region called the Finger Lakes, communities that had for generations sustained small-town life, a rural way, and offered a path to the great middle class, was also in serious decline, as children of proud European immigrant stock left, never to return. Chaos began to prevail all over the field and in the towns. Welfare, law enforcement became the biggest employers, where once proud industries and proud farms had been. Well, this is the setting for the three nominees for the 2007 Intelligent Facility of the Year Award. The Intelligent Facility of the Year Award is given to a commercial building, science park, mixed-use complex, or unique facility that uses broadband strategically. We look for a facility which demonstrates that it offers broadband connectivity globally on a convenient, ubiquitous basis. It must demonstrate to us that it offers it reliably and affordably. Most important, of course, it must demonstrate that it is linked to an economic development initiative that supports an intelligent community or the prospective emergence of one. Our past three recipients have come from Canada, Mauritius, and Hong Kong. This year, our finalists are all from the state of New York. We gave you the setting back then. Well, now let us give you the finalists. In 2007, the three finalists are Cornell Agricultural and Food Technology Park, Geneva, New York, United States. The Cornell Agriculture and Food Technology Park is the only place on earth where food and agricultural companies can leverage the knowledge base of Cornell University, known for its global leadership in the study and research of agricultural disciplines. And it also has a very robust R&D infrastructure. The park, which is nicknamed the Technology Farm, opened in 2005, and it is funded by the state of New York. It is designed for the commercialization of new technologies in the food and agricultural business. It is the first of an expanding facility that is intended to make upstate New York more viable economically, and that is a very specific mission of the new governor here, and of course presidential candidate Hillary Clinton and our other senator, Charles Schumer. So that is the initiative that is taking place at the Technology Farm, and they are represented today by Susan and Les Noble of Cornell University. Second nominee, Mount Hope Housing Company, Bronx, New York, United States. Ogden Nash, the famous poet, once wrote, "The Bronx, no thanks." That's not the case anymore. The Bronx is rising, and it has risen throughout the footprint of Mount Hope Housing, a community development and an organization that's involved with a holistic rehabilitation and managing affordable housing in the northwest part of the borough. Its approach is unique, we think, as it develops community infrastructure through programs designed for young and old alike, ranging from computer classes to family fitness and tech programs. Its network, for those of you in the telecom area, is a fixed point to multi-point broadband to homes and businesses. The technology is incredibly reliable. But more than that, Mount Hope is making sure that access, all kinds of access, open the Northwest Bronx to the buzz of both the digital age and the new Bronx. Sean Bell, President, representing. Third nominee, 7 World Trade Center, Manhattan, New York, United States. When we gathered here in 2004, John, Robert, you remember, we deliberately had this conference in Lower Manhattan where we spent time at the insistence of our friends at the New York City Economic Development Corporation talking about the day when Lower Manhattan would become an intelligent community. At that time, Lower Manhattan, for obvious reasons, was still in a profound state of shock and anxiety, and there was just a hole in the ground in that 16-acre spot. However, if you go to that site now, you will see what leadership in broadband and the great architects of the urban environment are capable of. You will see hope there as well. 7 World Trade Center is the first of the intelligent buildings of the Trade Center revival, and it has risen. It is also using broadband to create the largest green building in New York, and of course, using broadband for its unique security purposes. Its leadership under Silverstein Properties has been actually profound to a New Yorker who knows how difficult it is to get across the street, much less build a high-rise in that part of the city. And so we salute 7 World Trade Center as New Yorkers. Representing Chris Bush and Gianna Frederic, Silverstein Properties for 7 World Trade Center. And you can applaud all 3 nominees while I go for the envelope. It's not official unless John opens it. Oh, wow. Oh, gee. Aldo, it's my Verizon bill. How do you get in? How did I get in there? Cornell Agriculture and Technology Park, the Technology Farm, Geneva, New York, United States.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Susan.
Thank you.
Would you like to say a few words?
Just a couple. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for recognizing our wonderful building at the park as one of the intelligent buildings of the year. It's a great honor to be just a small part of this growing initiative. 15 years ago, before there was a 72-acre Cornell Park, it was the goal of the designers to anticipate, to create in its first building a space that was flexible enough to handle anything, from research to production. They had the foresight to realize they were designing for future research, development, and communication needs of those in the agriculture and food technology industry, which was suffering so greatly and is now on the rebound. No one was quite certain, though, which direction this would take. They did know they needed to attract businesses, provide jobs, and take the intellectual property that was being developed through Cornell and the station to commercialization. But what would this require on our bare property? What infrastructure would be needed to allow adaptation to the new technologies, such as the broadband that we are all so proud of these days? How could they create an environment that would encourage these entrepreneurs to develop the new ideas to meet the needs of the agriculture and food industry? Those questions were answered in 2005 when the first building, that I lovingly call the Tech Farm, was opened with 4 offices, a wet lab, an area designed for the technology which will allow us to be an integral part of the regional open access fiber ring that will soon be finished and be available to everyone in Ontario County, and a large open space awaiting a vision to set its destiny. In 18 months, we filled that space with 13 more furnished offices, 10 emerging companies, 3 food pilot plants currently striving to bring technology to the table without losing the flexibility to meet the new challenges. We're also the home to a National Science Foundation grant, and we will soon be the home to the USDA grape genetics research. So thank you again for honoring us. Thank you.
Congratulations. Got some wine?
Yes, I knew that.
I've got a trophy for you over there.
Thank you.
Take some pictures, Susan. I spoke with one of your tenants up there. I think it was Zedix, and they're a company in Pennsylvania. And when I asked them what was available up there in terms of broadband, they said it is literally off the charts, and they referred to you as a catalyst for their research plans going forward. For those of you who want to look at the farm without betting the farm, the link is www.thetechnologyfarm.com, and I do encourage you to take a look at it. And of course, if you ever get up to the lovely Finger Lakes, go and see the facility because it's an interesting architecture to it. It looks like a barn, but it has vaulted ceilings, beautiful windows, and I think really reflects the indigenous culture of New York State. What I like about that development, what we like about it, is that they didn't try to become Silicon Valley. They didn't try to become, the next automobile manufacturing center of the world. They stayed close to the land. They rediscovered their heritage, but they used broadband to get there. And so, again, I commend you folks at the Technology Farm. And maybe someday, for those of you who went on the tour of Tianjin last year, we can send up some digital cows. And that's a whole other story, but congratulations again.